Well, that's gonna have to get edited out because my mom watches this show as well. I haven't clapped once this episode, man. That's crazy. Man, what the fuck was that, by the way?
Oh my
This is
god.
not a political podcast. This is not a political podcast. This is not a political.
Okay.
Can you name your shark?
Can I name my shark?
If you adopt a shark, can I
You can name it whatever you like.
He's gonna do it again.
Cheers, guys.
Let's have a good one, huh? So, Mahaley, welcome. Just introduce yourself, kind of who you are, why you're here.
Okay, my name is Mahaley, and I am here to talk about Shark Lab and sharks. And I'm a shark biologist.
Sharks. Shark Lab. Wasn't there a program?
Shark Week?
No. Shark Lab, the business thingy.
Oh, Shark Tank.
So just to clarify, a Shark Tank. Yes. Right.
Shark Tank.
Yeah, Shark Tank.
Yeah, it's a bit different than that.
But this is not that.
Yeah, this is not
It used
that.
to be Dragons Den in the UK, and then the US bought the rights and called it Shark Tank. And then now they're both different.
Yeah, Dragons. Yes.
Yeah, very similar. I don't think they bought the rights. I think it's just, this is what ADHD looks like in real life, real time.
I'm seeing it. You both have ADHD?
We're both diagnosed with
Oh,
ADHD.
so you guys are just going to bounce off of each other.
That's why we're doing it.
Good luck.
Good to know.
Awesome. Excellent.
You'll probably have it as well by the end of the episode.
Yeah.
Yeah,
probably.
it's
contagious.
never been contagious, but you'll get it now.
Yeah, I feel like I'm getting a bit of it already.
100.
There you go. That must be the cider.
That's cool. I need to bring up the doc that I prepared. I've got some questions that I would love to ask and go through. But talk through. I think it's really interesting your journey because you've been in Malta for just a bit less than a year, right?
Almost 9 months.
Almost 9 months. That's awesome. So, explain kind of how you ended up, in Malta from the United States.
Yeah, so for as long as I can remember, I have always wanted to take my career outside of the US, never wanted to stay.
Okay.
Always wanted to go somewhere else.
Wow.
And in my high school, I actually got a trip to go study abroad in Australia. So I did that. That was my first time diving with sharks.
Cool.
And we dove over the Great Barrier Reef and everything. And that's when I decided that I really, really wanted to do something with marine biology. So then I ended up having another study abroad trip that happened in college. And we went to Bimini Biological, the shark lab there.
Okay.
So it is like
Is Bimini in Australia?
No, Bimini it's in the Bahamas. So this is a totally different trip.
Awesome.
Right, so we went there for 2 weeks and we studied all about sharks. They showed us the tagging methods. They had us go swim with these sharks in 60 feet of water. It was amazing. It was absolutely lovely.
Swimming with sharks was amazing.
Yes.
Wow.
It's like a mesmerizing experience because everyone's afraid of them. And then you jump in the water and it's like, holy crap.
We're going to have a lot of questions for you.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. I've not been bitten by a shark, so.
Yeah.
You look, all limbs are present. So.
Yeah, I do have all my fingers. My legs are actually real, so.
Okay.
but yeah, so after that last study abroad trip, I realized that sharks were going to be my thing. So then I focused on that for the rest of my studies in college. And there's not so much money in America to deal with conservation and all of the NGOs because NGOs struggle a lot by themselves because it struggles or it is very hard for us to get money, to get funding, especially from the government because governments don't really want to give funding out for science stuff, which could, protect lots of different things. But sure, we'll get into that later. But
because I think it's such we'll get into it more later, but it is it depends on the country, because for example, I think Australia is very conservationist when it comes to they're really big with migrating certain plants in and out of Australia. So I think Malta is getting a bit better, but we're not great either. We've killed all the birds around us.
Yeah. We're trying. BirdLife is trying as well, but
they're trying. But
BirdLife has the terrestrial things. We have the things in the water.
I'm just not gonna comment about that.
What birds?
No, about Malta doing better.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, let's not open that kind of worms.
Yeah, I don't think we should. But what
What made you fall in love with sharks, though? Like when you said that there was a moment in the Bahamas
Yeah.
where you realized like, oh, sharks are my thing.
Yeah, because it was like me and all of my classmates, and we were on the boat, and we could see the sharks in the water, and it was pretty deep water, and everyone was scared to jump in. Well, being me, I jumped in first because.
Were you scared though?
No, I mean like
Instinctively.
Okay. Like a little bit scared, but not in the way like, oh my god, the shark is gonna eat me. Like it was just like a
You were nervous.
weird experience. It's so strange to even like try to describe it because there's not words to describe diving with sharks.
But is it like a connection that you felt to them, or like as a species?
I feel like it's definitely a connection.
Okay.
Definitely a connection, and then also like just so many people are afraid of sharks. And they're just not so scary because when you're diving right next to one and they're just swimming peacefully beside you, not looking at you, not coming after you or anything, it's like, oh, wow, this is not what Jaws said was going to happen.
Yeah.
So
I think Jaws was like gave a lot of misconceptions about sharks.
yes, they did. And now it is the people that are dealing with the conservation of sharks all over the world trying to fix that narrative that Jaws made for our sharks because they made them seem like these vicious human-eating creatures. It's not true. Not true at all.
Never true.
I mean, not true in the sense that, like, if we're going to talk statistics, only around 5 people are killed every year by sharks. But then if we talk about other things that are scarier than that, statistically speaking, then we could talk about bees.
And cars.
Cars is a big one, but the less one that people don't know about, bees, ants, vending machines.
Vending machines.
Yes, vending machines kill more people than sharks do.
Let's go deeper.
Yeah.
Deeper than
Is
60
this
feet.
specifically to America, or is it?
No. Well, okay. Well, last year in America, 347 people died due to defective toasters. Now, whether that is a user error or something else, we'll never know. But 347 people for toasters compared to 5 over the entire world. That's really not a lot.
Did any of them make it to the Darwin Awards?
Who?
You ever heard of the Darwin Awards?
I feel like it probably should have.
It's this thing. Basically it's just a codex of people who died in like shitty, like stupid ways.
Yeah.
So it's the Darwin Awards. It's the survival of the fittest. You know.
Yeah, definitely not survival of the fittest if we're talking about America. But
I mean, at some point they need to say,
So
you know,
it's
kind of
just-
deserve that.
Mostly toasters doing their job.
So these make delicious bread cooked again. Also, whittles down the population.
And shark food.
shark.
Exactly.
275 human bodies.
But did these guys jump in the ocean as they died? So that's or
No, but the police can donate.
I
them.
said guys because I'm assuming most of them were.
No, of
Probably.
course.
I mean, women live longer than men. I'm sure you know that.
Yeah.
We're more
It's
risk.
easy
we're
to
more
see
risk,
why.
Survival of the fittest for
is it
real.
risk averse? It is, right? We're more risk.
No.
No, we're more risk inclined.
Yeah,
That's
risk
right.
averse is you
Yeah,
avoid
the way around.
risk.
Yeah, it's been a long day.
But
Yeah, stay
I
away
cook-
from toasters and vending
I cook
machines.
my bread the
This will
old
take
way,
you
bro.
out.
I cook my bread on a bonfire. Throw it in the fire.
So how are you toasting your bread from now onwards?
I don't.
You don't toast your bread.
Oh, and
Good.
champagne bottles. Champagne bottles more likely to
Oh,
kill
yeah,
you than a
yeah.
shark.
When they break it and the piece of glass goes into your artery. Or something.
Well, more not that. But when the
Oh.
cork pops off and hits people in the head.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whoa, the cork.
Yeah.
Headshot.
Monster kill.
That's awesome.
You need the shark theme song every time you open up a bottle of champagne now.
That's how we should have opened the show, man. We should have gone crap and go. No, not that one.
Oh my god.
This is the Family Guy skit.
This is not the baby sharks.
No.
So,
censor that.
what? What are we saying?
No.
Don't say Baby Shark.
No.
No,
It will hijack the episode.
You want to get demonetized. Just bleep every time we say Baby Shark. Baby Shark, Baby Shark.
Yeah, we can say it.
Alright.
We can't play it. No.
Can't sing it.
Oh, thank God we don't. Okay, we can't sing it, guys. Darn.
I'd love to.
Oh,
but
man.
so,
Yeah, I'm leaving.
So, you mentioned struggles. You mentioned struggles with NGOs, and so if we look at obviously then you moving to Malta, are those struggles international, or is it easier to work with NGOs here?
I'd say it's definitely international. It's all over the world. Like people that are working in conservation and actively trying to save the planet and advocating for the animals that us humans are killing. The governments don't really like that. They don't really want to give money out to people that are doing that stuff. And some people, like I'm sure a lot of people here on this island, are confused on why we're saving sharks, because people typically think that sharks are scary, and they're just not so scary. And then people are like, "You're releasing sharks into the Mediterranean? Why would you do that?" Well, because they're actually really, really important.
I think in Malta we learned our lesson actually when we were. Remember, I think it's still a problem actually in summer, like all those jellyfish infested beaches.
The sharks,
turtles. They said.
I'm sure they could. But they'd probably go for the bigger things.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
The meteor stuff. Right?
Yeah, because jellyfish are 97% water. So
Fair.
Like a gummy bear.
That's 97% sugar. But
there you go.
Yeah, same thing, right? I always have a bag of sugar after workout. I love it. It's really hydrating.
Yeah.
So you said you mentioned the importance. So why is it important? So obviously it's part of the biodiversity of the ocean. I understand that, but why are sharks particularly key to have?
Okay. So
in the biome, that's the way.
Simplest way for me to describe it is that sharks are apex predators. So they regulate all of the populations that are beneath them because they are top of the food chain. So say you both were sharks. So choose a shark to be, right? And then you're in the ocean and you're super hungry and there's a school of fish swimming in front of you. Which fish do you go after? The slowest or the fastest?
For the slowest, yeah.
Slowest. Why?
Yeah, because I waste less energy to get it.
Yeah, it's easier, right? Mm-hmm. So that's exactly why the sharks do it.
And I'd be a lazy shark, so...
Yeah, I'm sure there are lazy sharks.
I'd be a blue shark, or a cookie cutter.
Oh my gosh.
I'd be a really long...
Thresher.
You'd be
with a receding hairline.
A jiu-jitsu shark.
He's the wobbegong shark for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
The what?
The wobbegong.
The weird one. I'm technically
he's a
shark,
fun-looking one.
Acting like one.
Yeah, he's a shark. He's like...
The other sharks are like, yeah, just call him a shark. Please shut the fuck up.
Yeah, one in every 10 sharks needs to be a weird shark, so...
He's a weird one.
He's a diversity.
Biodiversity.
Just call him a shark. He'll shut up in a minute. He'll be okay.
We'll show you what the shark looks like.
Yeah,
not him. It's even worse.
Maybe
it's very weird.
Where you bring a picture of the what's it called?
Wobbegong.
I
think they do have some similarities. You're welcome.
He has the...
I'm calling you a shark. It's a compliment.
Yeah, you're calling me the ugliest shark out of all.
No, it's not ugly. It's the most
looking
unique.
wobbegong shark. Because your beard is the wobbegong is all over the place.
You can make him help him blend in with your.
Yeah.
I don't love where this conversation. Let's change the topic. Anyway.
Okay. No, so when the sharks are going after the slowest fish, right? They're consequently going after the ill, the sick, the diseased, the malformed, because the healthy ones are the fastest ones. So they save their energy, eat those ones so that they're not reproducing to make more sick and ill fish, which is really good for us in turn because we eat lots of fish, right?
Yeah.
Do you guys want to eat a diseased fish?
It tastes good.
No, I'm good.
It's not gonna taste good. Imagine
sushi.
you're cutting into a fish that you ordered for dinner, right? And there's a cyst in it.
Oh,
exactly.
No, I hope
you don't want that.
So you're saying is that sharks are the toasters of the sea.
Exactly. The Darwin Awards of
They are the cleaners of the sea.
We're saying sharks are janitors, basically?
Yeah, exactly.
The best janitors.
But it makes sense, right? So
Yeah.
it makes sense that there's that there's this kind of chain reaction of the weak, whatever.
And so say our sharks go extinct because that's where we're headed at right now. Every
Okay.
single shark population that exists today, all of their populations are decreasing by a lot. And not only their population size, but like the individual average size. So take like the biggest great white shark that there is,
It's smaller now.
much smaller. Because that's what the fishermen will go after, right? They will go after the biggest ones because that makes them more money. So
They fish for sharks.
lots of people fish for sharks
Yeah, I think shark meat's a delicacy in like
everywhere.
In Japan, I think, and Asia.
Yeah.
Everywhere. It is even here.
Really?
Yes.
Is it even here?
Yes.
Never had shark meat.
Although,
Yeah, don't, because I'll find you.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I'm definitely
Turn
gonna
them into
Google
wobble
recipes
on shark.
instead of shark meat.
no, it probably tastes.
But it definitely is a thing because have you guys heard of shark fin soup?
Yeah, I've heard of it. But
Yeah. So do you know kind of, well, never mind, I'll just say it. So what happens is that the fishermen will catch a shark and they will slice off all of the fins.
they just throw them back, right?
They throw the shark back.
Yeah.
Ah,
And
shit.
they do it because they can't keep as many fins on board if they have these massive sharks on their boat, right?
Yeah.
So, and they take the most valuable part because some people consider their fins to be more valuable in a bowl of soup than they are on them in our
Yeah.
ecosystem, actively being productive and keeping the ocean clean.
It's giving me similarities of like rhino horns and elephant tusks and all that. They really
Yes, it is basically the same thing.
That's
And
right, yeah.
See, I don't like. So I come from a family of butchers, right? So we like and as much as you grow around it, you kind of respect that you make use of the whole animal to eat it, and that's fine. So for me, that's okay. Like if you're gonna eat the whole animal in moderation, it's fine. But if you're just gonna throw it back in the ocean, like what's the point?
yeah.
One is torture. They probably
then-
don't even kill it. Right?
And then also, we shouldn't be targeting species that are like already diminishing
Yeah.
to nothing, right? Because that's not, because once they're gone, we'll never get them back.
That's it.
And if all of the sharks go extinct, that little bit of fish that they used to eat to keep all the rest of the population healthy, the whole population gets sick.
And we'll end up
And
with-
then the fish that eat those fish, they get sick. The fish that eat those ones, they get sick. And then eventually the entire ocean will be that way.
Yeah.
And then the corals that the fish live among will also get sick. We don't have many corals left on this planet. And that's bad because they host biodiversity and we need biodiversity. And it's just, all this stuff is super important.
It's sad to see, but I also have faith that the world will find a balance,
Yeah.
with or without us. Like something will replace the shark.
We're
It
in
might
the-
be
we're in the-
something that we don't like.
We're in the 6th mass extinction right now. So
Could be like, yeah. Well,
could be. It is happening.
Have you seen this what's it called, colossal company that they're like bringing back extinct species and stuff? Or trying
Yeah,
to-
the
Don't get me started on
Dire
that.
It's weird. There's so much like debate because there's like what's classed as is it
I-
really
I-
a dire wolf?
So-
I really don't agree
No,
with that.
it's not. It is not.
Talk
So
to us about it.
this is such a thing
A
because
pet peeve.
even yes, it is because once they're gone, they don't come back. That wolf that they created, one, is probably going to go to a zoo and just be held in captivity for however long it will live.
Yeah, but
And
genetically,
it's also not a dire wolf. It's not.
what
What the-
sense?
They genetically engineered it with a wolf that exists today, that is like already here. It probably has like a fraction, and the smallest fraction of the dire wolf genetics. It's not possible. Once a species goes extinct, they do not come back. You cannot genetically engineer it. It will not happen. So the dire wolf is not back. That's a joke. And they should have advertised it a lot differently. And a lot of people that work in the same field that I do are kind of irritated about that because we're working so
I
hard
read about that.
to get people to care about these species. And then all of a sudden someone's like, oh, we saved an extinct species. Why should we care about the ones that are going extinct? It's fine. We can just get them back. That's actually not the case. So
Like that's something that when I was listening to the CEO talk about it, I was like, yeah, but this is going to encourage people to just not give a shit about it. I was like, we'll just bring it back, just get it anyway.
that's exactly what's happening.
That's true. That's true.
And also, I think
At least public opinion as well.
I think dire were extinct for a reason, like
yeah. But there
bringing
was
them back
Yeah.
doesn't make
Like
much sense.
also,
Their
like
argument
what
is
like what
it
are we gonna
helps
do
the-
with that wolf?
No, it's science. They're experimenting. I think. Like
No, the reason they're bringing it back as well, they're saying, so I'm not
yeah. What's the
advocating.
PR around it?
What the PR around it is that they've done studies that it will help the environment that they're going to release it in because it eliminates the next, I don't know.
So you're releasing another apex predator
Yeah,
from
I don't
millions of
understand
years ago to eliminate the current apex predators that we are trying
So-
to save.
That sounds like an invasive species.
Yeah,
if they're
it
just
looks
gonna
like-
start releasing it.
Exactly.
You put a woolly
Exactly.
mammoth and
Yeah, like that.
someone with a woolly mammoth skin. I don't know.
So of a grizzly bear or a brown bear, you have a mammoth.
The grizzly bears just
In
walking
your
around and be like,
backyard.
man, I'm the baddest motherfucker alive. And they're like, what the fuck?
You know, if they were gonna genetic engineer one of the woolly mammoth, it probably would be more of a bear than it would be
Yeah.
a woolly mammoth. Just because you can't bring them back.
Yeah.
Once they're gone, they're gone.
I think they're using DNA from like an Asian elephant species that's closest to them. And then
Aren't they splicing the genes and like
Yeah,
literally
they are. They're-
inserting the genetic code of a mammoth or
I
of
think
a
they
dire
get
wolf?
like 100 different samples of woolly mammoth fossils.
Yeah.
And then they build the genetic sequence of
Yeah.
DNA and then they do that synthetically. So
Yeah.
they create that DNA synthetically.
So technically it is a dire wolf, but what's
Yeah.
different is it wasn't raised in a womb of another dire wolf that had to hunt animals like a
And
dire
the
wolf did.
genetics.
And
The genetics are not the same.
they're not, because that's what I'm asking. Because from the little I read about it, it's they kind of discovered what the genetic code is for dire wolves, and they replicated it perfectly. So what's the reality?
They did not do that. they spliced it, or I don't know. I'll be honest, genetics was not my strong point in college. But but I do know that the dire wolf is not back because it's just a fraction of the dire wolf's genetics that they've put together with a wolf that already exists, that is extant today. So it's not dire wolf.
Sorry.
They shouldn't advertise it as so.
So can we say, on a more positive note, perhaps, that it might be a significant step towards being able to clone a dire of extinct species? Or it's not even on the right
I wouldn't-
Or are
I
we
don't
not
think you're
experts
gonna
enough
answer
to
that question
say?
until it happens, either.
Huh?
I don't think you're gonna answer that question until it happens because
No, but you know,
So-
science has a process, and there are
Yeah.
steps, there are
My-
mistakes, there are.
My take on it is that I feel like it's kind of a waste. Some people might not agree with that, but I think that they're wasting resources and they're wasting money that we could have used towards protecting species that are going extinct
Yeah.
instead of spending millions and millions and so much time and effort and research on something that's already gone because of our actions.
When you look at it from that point of view, yes, but I'm gonna challenge that a bit because science, right? Like if you learn how to science. Fuck yeah.
what am I thinking? Oh, Breaking Bad. Science, bitch.
Who?
You watched Breaking Bad?
No.
You watched Breaking Bad? Guys, what are you doing with your lives?
We'll watch
Working,
it after the episode.
saving sharks.
That's what I've been trying to tell you for the last 45 minutes, man. We're trying to
See?
save fucking sharks.
That's a waste of time, saving sharks, the next extinct species.
I should watch Breaking Bad, and Jesse goes, yes. They cook their first batch of and his partner, Jesse, goes, yeah, science, bitch. You never seen that? Yeah.
Breaking Bad is yes, of course I saw Breaking Bad. Wait.
What?
I didn't understand.
number
I
one.
still haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's really good. You should. It's only
You haven't seen Breaking Bad? You haven't seen Breaking Bad?
So I thought you hadn't either.
You guys.
I just didn't understand.
I love where this is going. I love episode 1 of the podcast, and we're already off the rails in 49 minutes. It's crazy. I managed to do 2 seasons without not going too much off the rails in conversation.
Not too much. Sure.
No, this is not too much. This is great. I love it. This is
This is a
fun.
very average
I managed to keep
conversation.
it unfun for 2 seasons. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. So what he's trying to say is now
No,
it's
no.
fun.
I'm just trying to be nice to him. So
Yeah.
boost his ego a bit for the rest of the season, you know?
Yeah. Sure,
job,
guy,
buddy.
big ego. What was I about to say before I was so rudely interrupted? Yeah, I was about to challenge you about the science of bringing back extinct species. Yeah.
Go ahead.
So, advancement in science can be a good thing, but it's
sure.
I'm gonna use the cliche analogy of a knife. You know, you can use a knife to eat with or to kill a person.
Okay.
So if you learn how to manipulate and understand genetics, there are a lot of positive applications to that.
Yeah, but I guess
whether bringing back extinct species, harvest extinct species is the right way to use
half is even being generous.
Yeah, but couldn't you use
but we're generous people.
couldn't you use that money of research? And this is what I'm gonna devil's advocate, but side with you in this case as well. Wouldn't you just use that money to just get DNA of sharks that are alive and just make more of them?
Yeah.
Instead of
but
waiting for them to die.
But maybe as a marketer, it's much more sellable to say I'm bringing back a dire wolf.
Oh
at
yeah,
the
for
moment,
sure. I mean, they have to
then
pitch
I
it,
want
right?
to create more great white sharks.
Yeah, that's great. Listen, if Colossal go in that direction and say, you know what, okay, now we're going to use our money for good. We've got this gene sequencing tool that we're really good at. Like we can create like stuff, and what we're going to do is we're not going to focus on stuff that died off, but stuff that's still alive and is dying off, and we're going to replicate.
Not
that would be a
exciting.
cool. I think that would be a cool outcome for science.
Fucking right.
I think my biggest worry is that as much as it is really cool that they brought or created this wolf, whatever it's called, whatever it is, and they created these woolly mice. Have you seen it?
I saw.
They spliced it and they made these mice which are really like cute and stuff. Anyway, apparently it was really big online, but when I listened, I was like, this is the first time I'm hearing about it. Like the biggest worry is it changes the mentality of like, no, we don't need to worry about species that are going extinct. We can always bring them back. It's fine. And it takes away that urgency, I guess, to deal with it, and that urgency to like really get invested into like fixing stuff, right? So fixing stuff, just at least retaining what's left.
Yeah.
But do you think everyone sees it that way? I mean,
listen, I for me, I've had a very like I've had an experience around fishing because I fished with my dad since I was from the time I was like 5 until I was 16. Shark. No, but we used to fish like as a hobby, right? It wasn't like what's it called? Like when you put.
He's not commercial
not
fishing.
commercial.
Yeah, we weren't trawling. We would get like
Yeah.
a small bucket of fish and we would literally cook it for the family when we get home, which was a really nice thing.
Yeah,
right?
see, and that's more sustainable than going to the store and buying fish that were commercially fished.
Yeah.
Because that probably killed a whole bunch of other species.
And in
Yeah,
Malta, we've seen it that over the years, like you could see it was a tangible decrease in the amount of fish we would catch every single year, right? Because of fish farms, for example. But that's just kind of an indirect. It doesn't have to do with extinction, obviously, but it's an indirect impact on the diversity of. And then obviously, what happened is as soon as these fish farms started getting more popular, we started getting jellyfish. Like we had very different jellyfish growing up, and we used to have the white ones with the cross. You remember that? Have you ever seen any of those in the last like 15, 20 years? You haven't. They're gone.
Cross.
They used to be white fish, white jellyfish with a cross. They used to have a red cross. It was awesome.
They're crusader jellyfish.
No, because we used to catch them as kids and we used to put them on the rock and let them dry, and then they would leave a red cross on the rock. That was pretty cool.
That's cool. Jellyfish killer, but
yeah.
fine.
There were some summers we used to get man-o'-wars as well. No. Yeah, they were. I remember seeing it on the news.
They used to be big ones, yeah, but I don't know.
But they used to warn, like
they would. But I think jellyfish are the most probably invasive thing. Like they're quite. They breed.
Well,
right?
I mean, yeah, because
well, they're 97% water. I learned. Is it?
Just like gummy bears.
It is 97, right?
Yes.
All right.
But the whole jellyfish thing, the reason why we're getting so many more now is because the climate is changing. So when the water starts to change and the jellyfish decide that they don't really like the area that they're in, and probably should have started with, jellyfish don't actually look like, these guys majority of their life. They actually are things called polyps, and they're attached to the seafloor.
Okay.
But when they don't like their area, say it gets too hot, they'll clone themselves, and then they will do this thing called strobulation, which is a bunch of tiny little jellyfish that just get released one by one so that they can go with the flow of the water and find a place where they can live more ideally.
They're like the mushrooms of the sea.
It just looks like alien
Kind of.
stuff.
Yeah, I mean, they kind of are aliens.
Yeah. It's like octopus.
How fascinating. Octopi. Oh, I want pie.
Oh, I want octopus now. It's delicious.
Ah.
You really know this dish.
Aye.
Have you ever had octopus?
No.
It's a Maltese, like it's a very common Maltese
Yeah,
dish. So
but
don't judge it.
Do you eat fish at all?
I used to. I don't really now. Just
You eat
because I do eat meat, but I'm switching to being vegetarian. Slowly, but I'm doing it.
Vegetarian is acceptable.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll allow you.
All right.
You can stay on the rest of the
Good to
podcast.
know.
You know, you've won another 10 minutes.
So if I said vegan, would you come at me?
Vegan would be like.
I think people should eat whatever the fuck they want.
I would start debunking everything you said.
I don't
It's
care
nonsense.
what people. I'm genuine. I wouldn't judge anybody if they're just great. If you like it, do you like eating it? That's great. Enjoy it.
Unless it's shark,
I love octopus.
then you should
No,
go after them.
But octopus is really bad for blood pressure. Like you should only have it like once in a while, like horse meat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not very good. It's good for you. Horse meat's delicious. You ever had it?
No.
It's also a very
Really?
common Maltese dish. Horse meat, rabbit, snails, and octopus.
Snails.
Yeah, snails. Have you never had?
It's a French delicacy, actually.
You
but
never had
mostly
anybody
popular.
like tell you how good snails are? They're delicious.
No.
We do this. So snails.
So you never went to like one of these restaurants that give you free snail?
Yeah,
like,
not restaurants. Usually
appetizers?
they're like bars. They give you like
Yeah.
appetite, and you have like
Bars.
snails.
No.
They're delicious. And you get toothpicks, and you just go. And then we do this sauce called
You have
alioli.
been sentenced to re-education.
That's terrifying.
It's there's this sauce that you eat with it called alioli, which is like a mix of alioli is like garlic and spicy, and it's really nice, and you dip it in, and it's delicious.
Okay.
It's very good. Rabbit's really good as well. I like fried rabbits.
Good for you.
I just defended your vegan choice, your vegetarian choices, and you're making fun of me.
I'm on airplane mode. I try to Google it.
Well,
but
while we're talking about weird meats to eat, some
weird. It's horse meat.
Okay, that's strange.
It's uncommon.
It's
Yeah,
but
that-
in Malta,
that I'll
like
take.
I think Maltese and French people like eat as a delicacy, but
Snails?
horse meat.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
The French like horse meat as well.
But
Malta.
so you guys know how we're not supposed to eat like fish all day every day?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
you
of
know.
mercury, right?
Yeah. So
All fish?
yeah.
Yeah.
Really? I thought there were like
I thought it was mostly
swordfish.
tuna. Or
Ah, they all
Swordfish, sure, sword, because it's a scavenger, right?
yeah, they've all got a little bit of mercury in them, and mercury we
so must go
know.
on, right?
So pescatarians are in deep shit, right?
They're in retrograde.
They're
Oh my
Pisces,
That's great.
This man.
Mercury in retrograde.
Did you get it? Are you getting it? Right?
It keeps getting better.
So good.
Well done. This is a moment.
I prepped it on the middle.
This is a soundbite. There.
Okay.
Sorry.
So fish have mercury in them. Mercury is a heavy metal. It's toxic, so toxic that we're not supposed to hold it in our bare hands,
Yeah.
right? So what do sharks eat all day, every day?
Fish.
Fish.
So they're really heavy in mercury.
Yeah, there it is. So when people slice off one of their fins, toss it into soup, they're kind of poisoning themselves with mercury.
Yeah.
And sharks also pee through their skin. So if you eat shark's fin soup, you're kind of just eating shark piss and a whole lot of mercury.
I like your propaganda strategy. Huh?
Thank you.
Well done. That's it.
Is it working?
I'm quite adventurous with food. I've never been interested in tasting shark.
Me neither.
Please don't.
I
But now
thought
that you're talking about soup, I'm gonna try it out.
Put your hand in here.
but now that you said mercury,
It's no, it's true because I do enjoy like tuna to eat it because it's a quick meal.
yeah.
But like sometimes I'm like, man, this is like my fifth
Yeah.
can of tuna this week. To do like tuna and then like I crack like 4 eggs and just destroy it.
Do you get dolphin safe tuna?
Yeah?
Have you heard of that?
No.
No. So some cans of tuna will claim that they're dolphin safe, meaning that like
okay.
when they go throughout those big nets, they don't kill any dolphins.
They throw them back.
Yeah. Well, the sad truth about it is that any type of fish that you eat, if it is commercially fished, that dolphin safe, turtle safe, whatever they want to call it, it's not really. Yeah. Because, if you throw out a big net, it's just going to catch everything that's there.
Yeah, it's trawling.
So if they go out catching tuna, and they throw out a huge trawling net, it's going to catch anything the tuna is chasing, anything that's chasing the tuna. So everything from Nemo and Dory to sharks and rays and sea turtles, dolphins, whales, everything.
And with trawling, like it kills the seabed as well. No?
Yes. So the corals are
and
gone.
Stuff, that's horrible.
Yeah. And we only have, I believe, 1% of our ocean surface is covered in corals.
Yeah, it's quite.
That's
what
not a
should
lot.
the number be?
What should it be? Way more than that.
Not 1%.
Not 1%. 1% is
beat
dangerously
1%,
close to 0%.
And then the coral is like fully responsible for ocean life, or like mostly responsible.
Yeah, because all of the fish live there because they host biodiversity, which just means that there's a whole bunch of different types of fish living there.
Yeah.
Blacktip reef sharks, they live among the corals. But if there's none left, they don't really have a home to go to.
Yeah, and they use it for protection in general, I guess.
Yeah, like the smaller
to
fish
mate
will for
and
sure.
stuff.
Yeah.
Spawn, is it spawning or mating?
Mating.
They mate, right?
Yeah.
Salmon spawn.
Same thing, I guess.
Oh, is it?
Maybe.
Spawning.
Because like for fish, they say they spawn, they don't mate, or like it's spawning season and stuff. No,
No.
no.
Mating season.
I'll let the fish expert explain. Shut the fuck up, Dan. Hey, what are you doing?
No, it makes sense. I'm curious about it.
I like to watch this. Talking about the reef, I like to watch this TikTok channel. It's this guy that hunts lionfish
Yes.
because they're invasive, and
Yes.
he just goes with his harpoon and just go. Poof. No, he doesn't. It's not even. I don't think it's an actual harpoon. He just goes with a thing and just go, poof. And he just puts them in this bag, and because they're very invasive and they don't have a predator. So
the pigeons of the sea.
Yeah, I guess.
And they are they're pros at eating baby fish. So they will eat like everything
Yes,
in that
they destroy
ecosystem,
everything, yeah.
destroys the entire
They're
pond.
like the hogs, like because wild hogs are very invasive as well. So they're like encouraged. People like, not in Malta obviously, but we've got
Florida.
different kind of hogs in Malta.
With be killing humans.
Yeah.
So I need another beer.
But, yeah.
You don't need my permission.
So during the break, we promised we're gonna adopt a shark. So guide me step by step what I need to do to adopt a shark.
Okay, so you go to our website.
Right.
So sharklabmalta.org.
Okay.
And then there should be a link on there that you can press that will ask you to adopt a shark. But you can also just email me directly and I will forward that get a bigger shark. So
Is it going?
probably.
Oh yeah, it is.
Adopt a shark.
Can you choose what shark you're gonna adopt?
Matthew's
No,
just
it is
like,
either a
dead
nurse hound or a small spotted cat shark.
What are the options?
Nurse hound and a small. What's the menu? Insane. But a nurse hound and a small spotted cat shark, which I do have in there. So,
A whole shark in there.
Not a live one.
so
Wait, it is?
No,
it's not alive. It's not alive. It's a preserved one. So,
You think she's gonna get an alive shark in a fucking jar?
Imagine just sitting in the boat going, kill me.
but you're alive.
Whoa.
All right. So
This one. You saw the post about it.
No.
Everything's funny about it. Yeah, go on.
Yeah.
I think you need to come closer to the camera and show that. Or just give it to me and I'll show it.
Yeah, give it to Larry.
and then there's
Give it
this
to
one
the
as
lady.
well.
What was this?
It's a small spotted cat shark.
Wait, let's examine it first. And that. Oh wow. What kind of liquid?
This is the most chaotic episode I've ever been in. It's awesome. I love it. All right, let me just. Okay, I think.
You look so intrigued.
Can I open it? No.
But this one we can't open. So this is a shark egg. So this is the nurse hound egg. So that's the one that the smaller one came out of,
Oh, cool.
right? So pretty cool. It's made of the same thing that your nails are made out of, which is keratin. And then the other one. Well, first, did you guys know that sharks laid eggs?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. So then this one is the small spotted cat shark. So it's much,
cool.
much smaller.
So
it
that's-
almost looks like man-made, right? It looks like something. Like
Yeah, a
fuse.
lot of people say it looks like plastic.
Yeah, it looks like plastic.
Yeah.
It's cool.
yeah,
But-
it's like
So
Really.
a condom.
So these are actually this is what Shark Lab does. So we go to the fish markets at like 3 a.m. and we go looking for the pregnant sharks.
Okay.
So even if they've been dead and out of the water for a week or up to a week, we can we can still save the eggs. So the eggs, we extract them, we bring them back to our Sharky house, and then once we've decided that they are viable, we'll actually take them to Malta National Aquarium, which is where that whole Aquarius team, they will take care of them, they will incubate them, they make sure that the levels of the water and everything, like the pH, the salinity, the temperature, everything is sufficient where it needs to be, so that the sharks can hatch. And then once they've hatched, they can only be as big as what fits in that egg. So the nurse hound, which is the biggest egg that's there, is only as big as my pinky when they come out.
Okay.
So they're super, super small.
How big do they get?
It'll get up to 1.5 meters. Yeah.
So about Matthew's size.
Slightly taller. It's bigger.
Yeah. So they're not very big, and they're not scary either. But after about like a year of growth at the aquarium, we will actually tag them and release them back into the Mediterranean. And so far, we saved 371 sharks.
Since you've been there?
Not since I've been there, since
Since
2008.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. So, and we're going to be in the 400s soon because we have another shark release coming up very soon.
And were they all adopted?
Yes, probably.
Did you break the news to them straight away, or did you wait until they were older?
Definitely straight away. Got to rip off the Band-Aid.
So
Poor guys.
I'm gonna drop the question.
Okay.
Can you name your shark?
Can I name my shark?
If you adopt a
can
shark,
he-
can I
You
name
can
it?
name it
wants to
whatever
name
you'd
the
like.
He's gonna do it again.
I'm gonna adopt 2.
So what are you naming your shark then, since you're so
I
excited?
don't know. I'm excited because I know I'm gonna think about it for a week and come up with something probably stupid.
Yeah,
no, it's not probably. It's definitely.
definitely stupid.
100%.
Poor shark.
Poor guy.
Hopefully they don't speak human.
You never know.
All right, I think I've adopted the shark, but please check when you're home.
Yes, I will.
And if not, we'll.
And sharks make noises. Did you guys know
Really?
that? So actually, a new study came out like a couple days ago. Sharks actually will clack their teeth to communicate with each other.
Oh wow.
Weird, right?
It's so cool.
It's such a.
Maybe that's why. It's cold underwater.
I mean,
it
it is
cold
pretty.
or not?
It is pretty cold. I was in the water yesterday, so
Yeah, I was gonna ask you.
It's still,
Pretty-
it's still a bit
pretty chilly.
cold. I went swimming this week as well.
yeah.
It's not heated up the water yet.
Yeah, not yet. And yesterday, me and my team at Shark Lab, we were all doing like a snorkel survey yesterday. We all came out because the sun was going down.
Right.
Oh my god, it was so cold. And that, you know how the sharks chatter their teeth? We were all doing that.
Oh yeah.
It was cold.
Imagine what you were saying to the sharks.
Imagine it's a random shark. Imagine like a random shark just pops out the water and says, "You say something?"
Excuse me.
I wish. Unfortunately, we don't actually get to see many sharks when we're diving. I haven't seen any diving here yet. So they're really hard to see because they live in mostly like the deeper waters.
Where would you go to increase the chances of seeing one? Where would you dive? Like look on the island. Yeah, it's close to like they say.
Yeah, a lot of people say Fifth Love, but you probably just won't see one,
But
unfortunately.
they spotted a small.
Oh god, here we go.
Yeah, the one is
I know what this is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. Tell us about that.
So that sighting that I believe you're talking about, it was a great white shark
Yeah.
in Slima.
Yeah.
So lots of people are saying it's a mako, it's a blue shark, and whatever it is. It's a great white shark, and it was a juvenile.
Mhm.
And we actually posted it on our Instagram, and talked about it a little bit. A lot of people in the comments were saying that they thought the shark was ill or it wasn't well because they say that they typically aren't at the surface.
right.
Great whites and some other sharks will actually scavenge off of things like, say there's like a dead whale. They float at the surface. So the sharks will come and they'll scavenge off them as well as a bunch of other animals,
As you do.
even seabirds. But, well, that shark, got a lot of attention. Yeah, juvenile, but lots of people were like, that thing is massive, and
So it's the next one.
it's gonna get bigger.
Hopefully.
But he was there because hopefully he won't get caught. But because now that people know that he's there, it's probably not so good.
We do have a reputation of killing animals on this island.
Humans have a reputation of killing animals. Do you know how many sharks are killed by humans every single year? It is 100 million sharks.
Jesus Christ.
And it's likely an underestimation as well.
Right, and how many sharks are there in the wild? Like, do you know?
I do not. There's not enough. I can tell you that.
100 million. I didn't even know
Can't
there
even-
were 100 million sharks.
Yeah, you can't even fathom it, can you? It's a lot of sharks. They only kill 5 of us. We kill 100 million of them. It doesn't really seem very fair.
No.
And they also have really, really long reproduction cycles. So like,
How long?
it depends on the species. But the nurse hound there, the biggest egg, which is actually pretty small, but that one takes 9 months to hatch.
Okay.
As
And
long
how
as a
many?
human.
And how many are born with every?
So with a
Cycle.
nurse hound, it's only 2 eggs.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, but then like for other, it can vary up between like 1 to like 200 something eggs.
Depending on the species.
Yeah, but say like if the nurse hounds only have 2 eggs, the quality of those eggs will be better, so they have a better chance of
Right,
survival.
okay.
Whereas if they had like 200 eggs, probably
Yeah.
only a fraction of them will survive because, well, the quality is bad because quality.
What makes a shark a shark? Like, why isn't it a fish or a mammal?
So, well, do you know how many bones a shark has?
Oh, I have no idea.
Just take a guess.
Is it in the hundreds or the thousands?
I'm not gonna
It's-
tell
I
you.
think it's a small amount, right? Or a large
I
amount.
don't know. You tell me.
I don't know. You're the expert.
Well, I want you to guess.
You know what will help us right now? Fucking shark expert.
So,
I didn't choose to study sharks. you did.
true. You choose to study me, so. So, it is 0. They have 0 bones.
Okay.
So, that's because they're.
Cartridge.
There we go. Cartilage.
Trick question.
Yeah.
Did you say
So,
cartridge?
Yes.
It's cartridge.
he did say cartridge.
Yeah,
We knew what he meant.
I'm
Oh, yeah.
mighty.
But yeah, so they're made of cartilage because the bone is just too dense. They wouldn't be able to stay buoyant in the water column if they were made of
Oh,
bone. So
Interesting.
this thing is completely made of cartilage.
So what's a fish skeleton made of?
Bone.
That's bone.
Yeah. So bony fish, there's such thing as bony fish, and then there's cartilaginous fish.
Wow.
So the cartilage ones would be the skates, the rays, the sharks, chimeras, and then bony fish is like Dory.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Dory has
Yeah.
ADHD.
I mean, Dory's cool
She's
too.
our fish.
Short-term memory loss.
Buoyant.
That's
So-
so cool.
Can we talk about the jaws in the room?
Yes, for sure.
Be careful with that. I'm
So-
like nervous of it breaking.
That one is from a blue shark.
A blue shark.
Yes.
I guess it's
And the blue shark is one of the smallest. Well, not
You
one of
gonna
the
take
smallest,
pictures
but
of these
Yeah,
sharks?
it's definitely not one of the smallest. But in Malta, we have over like 35 different species of sharks, and the majority of them are actually pretty small. But the blue shark is one that is actually, their populations are diminishing down to nothing, and they're actually not protected, which is
Okay.
really, really sad because they should be. And they can get pretty big. I mean, you can see the jaws, so. But then another one that actually is protected is this one.
How cool.
So this is a mako jaw.
oh, that's the scariest shark.
And there's a story about this one.
That's what jaws is, right?
I believe
I thought
Jaws
I
is
had
probably a
I
great
thought I
white.
had bad
Is it?
crowding of teeth. Oh, for the camera? From here? It's good?
You can also turn it around and see all of the rows underneath.
Oh, yeah, it's great.
How narrow and long? Like it looks like a crocodile.
Creepy, right?
That is pretty.
But this one,
There's teeth.
so
I see.
the makos, they are protected. But this jaw our shark lab actually found it on eBay for sale.
Really?
Yeah. So that's illegal. You can't do that.
It's illegal.
Yes, because they're protected. So our team at Shark Lab Malta actually reached out to this person and let them know that they cannot sell that jaw. So then we actually went and retrieved it from them. Yeah. So I mean, I think they actually like ended up giving it to us after we told them all that stuff.
Yeah.
But
You either donate or you go to prison.
yeah. and then Pamela, she's like one of my favorite people in the Shark Lab organization.
Hi, Pam.
Yeah. But she actually fixed that jaw because it still had a whole bunch of flesh and stuff on it. So she had to clean it, and she
Pam.
worked tirelessly to clean it, which they do still smell a little bit, but they're pretty. Yeah, take a big whiff. That's probably a good idea.
No, get really close. Smell the hydrochloric acid.
This is the closest.
It won't fit, man.
So this is a different one. So
Oh, wow.
this jaw
No
is
teeth?
very, very unique. It doesn't really look like teeth, but it is. And that one actually belongs to a bull ray. Have you guys heard of bull rays before?
No.
No? So Malta is actually it's a nursery for bull rays, which is really, really good, which means we need to protect these guys.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so they're absolutely beautiful.
I'm not going to tell you how I know what that is.
So rays are sharks as well.
No, they are cartilaginous fish. So
You're not paying attention. She said that like 5 minutes ago.
yeah, come on.
Dude,
Yep, you're cut off.
I'm sorry.
we used to catch them.
You used to catch them.
Yeah, we caught a few when I was young, a long time in the 90s. So yeah, we caught like 3 or 4. I'm sorry, I was like 6.
You can't be telling me that because I'm
You
going
can
to take
put
this
it
glass and
You can
I
put
mean, I
it
know
6.
we're all about being ourselves and being honest, but not too honest.
yeah, maybe don't say that.
Yeah.
But
We caught a few by mistake.
by mistake.
Back when they weren't.
Yeah, exactly. In the 90s. Yeah.
Extinction.
Yeah. So
I'm sorry.
you should be.
Yeah.
But
Who was still a kid? Come on.
but bull rays are another one of our projects as well. So there is 2 people that kind of dedicated the majority of their time at Shark Lab to this project and to bull rays. So it's Charlie Matthews and Sophie Babs. And they came up with this whole project where everyone can get involved. So like literally everyone on this island could be involved by just getting in the water. So yeah, why you look scared?
With sharks?
You're not gonna see a shark. You'll be fine.
The shark expert has never seen a shark in Malta, and she dives probably daily. You're not
But
gonna
there's
see
a shark in Sliema. There was a shark in Sliema.
Yeah, you're fine.
You didn't see it.
You'll be okay.
It won't eat me, right?
You're more likely to get.
Now you
killed
smell
by a
bad,
toaster.
so
Yeah. You're more likely to get killed by a toaster.
I see what you did.
it's more likely.
Exactly.
But the way that like everyone can get involved with this project is that if you're in the water, and not even just this project, but if you're in the water and you happen to see a type of elasmobranch, which is a shark, a ray, or a skate, then you take a picture of it and you send it to Shark Lab Malta so that we can put it in our database. Because we get stuff from a whole bunch of divers all around the island, even in Gozo as well. And they will send us pictures or videos of something that they saw while they were diving. And the more data, the better, because that means we're able to prove that there's animals here that we need to protect.
Okay.
Like the bull ray, like the blue shark, like
So
the mako shark.
Take your GoPros with you when you go swimming, guys.
Yes, please.
Please.
Where are you most likely to encounter a bull ray?
In the
Bull
sea.
ray.
I can answer that question.
He's got I don't know if I'm supposed to say it, so maybe not.
Maybe
Yeah.
offline.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll tell you. I'll tell you later.
Definitely in the sea, though.
Maybe.
Not the ocean?
We don't have an ocean. We're in the Mediterranean.
Yeah. Makes a good point.
Dude, you made zero research of it before this podcast. What are you doing? My daughter calls it the ocean. I'm like, we're not in the ocean.
Yeah.
That's right. Very interesting. I think, like, do you have anything else to show us? Before I say anything else.
I think it's it. That's all I got.
That's what you got?
Yeah.
Man, underwhelming. I'm
Wait,
joking. It's
how
awesome.
dare you?
That's so awesome. No, I'm joking. So what, can I ask a question? Like, why are those teeth like?
Curved in?
Yeah.
Are you asking about the rows underneath them?
Yeah.
Or?
Are they just new teeth that will come out?
Yeah, so they'll come out. So like when one decides to break off or something, another one will just come in and fill it.
Cool.
So
That's awesome.
sharks never have to go to the dentist. Good for them.
That would be weird if somebody like a shark showed up in dentist as well.
Yeah.
I'd like to see a shark with braces.
But whole
Yeah.
even like some
shark.
sharks
A shark.
so some sharks actually don't have teeth like this. Some sharks actually have more like flat and very small teeth. Like
Okay.
we have one at Malta National Aquarium called the zebra shark or the leopard shark. You know what I'm talking
I
about.
heard about it. I
Yeah?
don't know what you're talking about, but
So-
I heard about it.
Their teeth are more like, you could also look it up if you wanted to, but their
okay,
teeth are
thank
more
you.
like this. So
He gets to play
they
with his phone.
they're like ground sharks. So
Oh, cool.
instead of pelagic sharks.
Yeah, I've seen these.
But look up their jaws because their jaws are really cool.
So they feed like on the
things that are
the ocean
on-
floor, right?
No. So they just live. They spend the majority of their time on the seafloor.
This is
So they eat things that are on the seafloor, like crabs or like
cool.
anything with like a hard shell on the
Okay,
outside.
So they need to crush.
Ah.
Yeah,
So
and then they
it's
spit out all that hard stuff.
It's like this jaw.
Yeah,
but-
basically.
But,
But these guys do have a little more of like
Yeah,
these
yeah,
very,
yeah.
very small teeth.
Oh, cool. Very interesting. I've never seen a shark jaw up close.
Now you
Yeah.
have.
Can people come and see this in the aquarium?
This, yeah. So like this weekend, Shark Lab is actually gonna be at the aquarium outside with all of our jaws, and we have plenty more than what I've brought here.
Nice.
And a whole bunch of stuff. And we do regular exhibits, and every third Sunday of the month, we always are at the aquarium and talking about all of this stuff.
Cool.
So
Because I don't think the episode will make it until before, like will be out before this week.
yeah, probably not.
Unfortunately.
But
but it's good that it's happening consistently. So
yes, every third Sunday.
every
So.
Friday, Sunday.
Shark lab in retrograde.
We'll tell everybody why they should care about sharks, why they're not so scary.
Or they can listen to this podcast if they want to learn more. And then they
Or
can
that
show
as
up on
well.
Shark Lab after that as well. Do you want to talk a bit more about, Shark Lab in general? Kind of how can people contribute to the cause? I know we talked a bit about it during the break, and we'll probably have the recording of it.
Yeah.
But let's do it.
So, easiest way is just to get in the water and just keep yourself educated. Try to find something. If you see something, you tell us, let us know. And then if people like really, really want to get involved, we take volunteers all of the time.
Okay.
So we take volunteers. We also have like an internship program going on. So we'll have students from all over the world come and do an internship with us. So they stay here for like 3-ish months. And then maybe they have one of their own projects. Like some of our interns right now are doing studies over the different habitats and like the quality of those habitats. And then another one of our interns is doing plastics, like how much plastic is ingested by a skate.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. But then we also have these, like our other projects. So the Oviparous shark release project and then the bull ray project. So lots of stuff.
Lots of
So
stuff going.
yeah,
What's going on?
there's a whole
How
lot
much
going
plastic? Like how much is plastic a problem in the sea?
on.
You gave her
So-
an infinite scale to
Yeah.
choose from. Wow.
So by 2050, it's estimated that we'll have more plastic in the ocean than we will fish.
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah, it's bad. And every single one of us sitting in here right now, and everybody that will be listening to this, everyone has consumed a credit card's worth of plastic every single week because of the microplastics. Because the microplastics, they're in the water we drink, they're in the water we wash our clothes with, water we wash our dishes with, so much that they're in our muscles, they're in our lungs, it's in our brain, it's everywhere. You can't get rid of it. It's too late now. We've kind of screwed ourselves by polluting the ocean so much. But because over time, all of that stuff starts to degrade. It does take many, many years for like a singular plastic bottle to degrade. But once it does, all of those microplastics that are in there, they're all going to come back to us.
Yeah.
And if there's more plastic in the ocean than there are fish, the fish are going to start eating the plastic, and they're already doing it. There is an organization even on this island. It is either Life Oasis or Nature Trust. And Nature Trust. And Nature Trust actually finds sea turtles that have ingested plastic. So they have tons of them, but they are trying to rehabilitate them. Okay. So they feed them a lot. They get the plastic to come out, like they fully get rid of it. They have to do surgery sometimes. And yeah, because the turtles will eat that stuff. A lot of the times they have hooks on them. And if they're stainless steel hooks, they're not going to degrade. Yeah. So they have to go in surgically and take it out. And then they will release them once they're ready. But sometimes the releases don't always happen because, say, one of the turtles there got caught in a net that had been discarded, which is a very, very big problem. A majority of plastic that is in the ocean is discarded fishing gear. And these nets that they're just, tossing off board, or they get stuck and they're like, yeah, whatever, we'll just cut it off. They're capturing still a whole bunch of animals. Yeah. And the one turtle that is there is missing both front flippers. Mm-hmm. So you can imagine how hard it would be to release that animal back into the ocean, knowing that
won't survive it.
Yeah, and it might not, but they are trying to rehabilitate it so that he or she can learn to maneuver without the fins. It's something that's really, really sad, right? And it's something that was perfectly preventable, but it's, again, our causes that are tearing up our ecosystem. And we actually really, really need our ocean. So did you guys learn in school that it's the trees and the plants that create all that oxygen we breathe?
Yeah, but it's mostly algae, no?
Yes, it is. So it is the algae, it is plankton. Did you knew that before? Yeah.
I know quite a bit about
you
the ocean.
Attention.
Yeah.
Grew up the sea because I grew up around
yeah. So it's around 85% of the oxygen we're breathing right now comes straight from the ocean, not the trees and the plants, which is great because we're wiping out the trees and the plants too. But
who needs them anyway? We got algae.
Well, with the more polluted the ocean gets, that 85% goes down and down and down, and the trees and the plants aren't going to make up for that loss. Yeah. So something that we really, really need to start advocating for, because if we don't, it is going to be too late. And a big problem with the whole conservation and everything is that, we're getting everyone to start talking about it. We're still not kind of doing anything. Stuff is still bad. And we're still spending money on sending celebrities up into space for whatever reason. And instead of, we all know what I'm talking about. But we're just using just wasting money.
Man, what the fuck was that, by the way?
Oh my
It's
god!
not a political podcast. It's not a political podcast.
I was looking at it and I was like, and it just happened. That week was really weird. I was like, why am I watching this? This makes literally zero difference in my life.
Oh, it just made everybody mad.
Yeah, everybody was just pissed off.
All right.
Also...
So in America, they can't afford eggs, but you can go to space.
I just want my eggs to not cost $12. Just shut up, dude.
Just don't get a toaster.
Yeah, just don't get a toaster.
But it's scientific advancement. Being able to commercialize space travel. That's a huge thing.
Especially having Katy Perry up there, man. Changed my life.
Lel has something to say.
No, because you have to look at the marketability of stuff, right? And
always.
That stuff is kind of gets so much attention, and even the trees thing, right? Trees make oxygen. Even this makes oxygen. Why does not get as much attention as this?
Exactly.
So it's all about kind of the marketing of it, also, so to speak, as well, which is kind of important because just the way humans are, unfortunately. You're a marketer.
Yeah, that was my point earlier. Some things are done to, maybe they're not done with that intention, but sending humans into space recreationally is first of all, everyone's talking about it, everyone knows about it, and everyone knows that science has advanced that far.
Not all attention is good attention, though.
No.
Let him cook for a second.
Let him cook? All right, I'll let you cook. It's not with a toaster, though.
You're right, but my point isn't per se about attention. It's about the scientific advancements around
Yeah.
it. Now, but attention brings more funding and more investment and more attention and interest. So while that particular activity might be seen as frivolous, like it's there's still a silver lining around it,
Okay.
you know. In fact,
So-
my next question. All right, wait, you have.
Yeah, I'm gonna come back at you at this. So not only was it just like a big waste of money and resources that they could have spent on something like, stopping wars or saving animals that are dying. Also, our carbon emissions are out of this world. And that's what's heating up our planet. That's what's making the ocean so hot. That's what's making our atmosphere so hot that some of us can't even withstand it. But her just going into space or wherever they went, if they actually went there, just the takeoff, the amount of carbon that released, that's dangerous. That's really, really dangerous. Carbon is probably one of the things that's going to wipe us out in this mass extinction because it's heating everything up. And our ocean is a carbon sink. So when all that stuff happens, all that algae, the plankton, it's soaking all that stuff up and just making it hotter and hotter. So thanks to ridiculous moves, that's cutting time and years off of how long we're going to be on this planet for.
What's it called? The
You want to rebuttal that?
Hopefully.
What can we do to get celebrities to be more involved in making sure that kind of stuff is safe?
They just need to be educated, and they have all the resources to do so.
That's the
Yeah,
If you
but-
get celebrities involved, for some reason,
Well, the celebrities were involved in the recreational space travel, so
Yeah.
like
there's many celebrities that advocate in favor of
Yeah,
conservation.
but
which is-
again-
Yeah.
it's just,
There's plenty. There's just not enough.
I've got a very wild opinion. I think celebrities should shut the fuck up. Nobody should say anything in favor or against anything. I think celebrities are just way over idolized. Like I would much rather that politicians would do it because they have actual impact in their votes. I think celebrities.
I think actually that is exactly the
I
problem.
think if you're a celebrity, you should just stick to acting and singing and let everybody else do their job. That's
But
what
if you're a celebrity, you're also a human. I think the issue around this is that with
28,000 tons of greenhouse gases. Sorry, because it took me a second to Google that.
Okay,
That's a lot.
It is
it
a lot.
sounds like a lot.
Methane is one of those.
I think
Not good.
the main issue is that we politicize science, and it shouldn't be a matter of opinion or a matter of left and right or a matter of right or wrong. It's facts. Science is like
Yeah, but it
the
isn't.
closest thing to
Some science isn't, right? Like some science is hypothetical and theoretical. So like this isn't what Mahaley's talking about. Is
no, but hypothesis and theory is part of the process in science. No, but there are certain facts, like how much carbon dioxide is being emitted through the launch of a space shuttle is a fucking fact.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Now, what is the impact of that carbon dioxide and on Earth? Like
Greenhouse gases.
yes, but let's discuss facts and call a spade, not try and politicize it. and
for sure.
say.
But that's why I think celebrities should just stay away from it.
See, but I think if you have a platform, you have a lot of people looking at it,
if
you
you're gonna
should
say
use
that,
it
if
for
it's,
better.
If it's about conserving something, but like don't film yourself going into space.
Yeah, that was pretty stupid.
That's pretty stupid.
That was stupid.
I think it was a really because she was pretty loved and now everybody hates her.
Was she loved?
I think she was okay. I don't think she was hated.
She is now.
She is now.
Definitely on your bad books.
And oh yeah, she's definitely in my bad books.
She pulled a J-Lo.
Would you feed her to the shark?
I would never do
Toxic,
that to
right?
the shark.
That's
That's just cruel.
Alright, we prepped something with a list of sharks, which we should
Yes,
Oh,
we should
boy.
play a
We're
game.
gonna talk about Shark Lab at the end, but we're gonna circle back to it, like just do a little bit of a run-off, walk off the red carpet before we close off. But let's do a little list. So we'll give this list to Larry so you can do like a little graphic thingy of the tier list. What are you gonna do? Well, he's gonna do it, but he's gonna put it on the screen.
Someone's gonna do it.
So we've got how many? 11 sharks.
11 sharks. The tier list is A, B, C.
Whatever you want it to be.
Yeah, it's from A to.
A
To-
A
to
C.
C.
Let's keep it simple.
Good.
Yeah?
No.
A to C.
And then
So we're gonna.
But this is covering Haiti.
Okay, so is the S for superior?
S is
S
the
is like the top of
God
the
tier. Like S tier is superior.
top.
Hmm.
A is an A student. B is a B student. C is a see you later
Do you see
student.
where this is going with the
Yes.
letters? Okay, so you have.
D is like a joke.
Are you even a shark at this point?
So let's start with the most famous.
Okay.
I'm sure it's not common.
The-
The great
The
white.
great whites. I mean, if you talk about Malta, it might be common, but
Really?
no. They just pass by. But where?
Yeah, everyone just passes by Malta. It's like a touristic
Yeah.
site, even
Even for the sharks.
Yeah. Lucky.
Well,
He went to sleep, huh? Smart
Great.
shark.
I just went swimming in Slimo just because of that. But
Did you?
yeah,
You're just not human.
I didn't get to see a shark though.
So, great white. Where would we rate it?
Hmm.
So, like,
How are you gonna take this?
Uh-huh.
If you can take it from like cuteness.
Yeah, but that's
you
so.
can take
so
it from-
Yeah,
so we're
yeah.
looking at Mahaley's subjective.
Yeah.
My subjective opinion.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's an objective opinion because she's an expert.
No, it's subjective.
Yeah, but
Subjective means that nobody else will have. Like, it doesn't matter.
no,
It's
because
opinion.
she's talking
Can't have an
science.
objective opinion. It's objective.
You guys
That's it.
fight like a married couple.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
The bromance is for real. I
We're gonna fight for real soon because he's gonna start training jiu-jitsu. So I'm gonna fucking.
Fucking right. Yeah.
Okay.
You had to put this live to put me on pressure to
Yeah,
have to
so you have to
start
do it
now.
He has to mention jiu-jitsu once in every episode.
Yeah, I have to make sure.
Joe Rogan.
I'm gonna mess you up when you do jiu-jitsu.
Oh,
so
God.
much.
Can I be there? I want to
Yeah,
see this.
I'll record it. I'll send you the video when you submit it.
Can you be there like in 6 months? Give me a chance to not vomit after warming up.
You know, and you'll be fine after.
It's a good compromise.
All right, let's go back to sharks.
Okay. All right.
So,
Great,
great white
guys,
shark.
come on, let's get through it.
I'm gonna put it as the B student.
All right,
Just
why
because
is it
it's just so like everyone knows about that shark. Everyone knows what it is,
Yeah.
and also
Mainstream.
would put it in superior had I been able to swim with one yet, and I have not had the chance. So
So
So it's kind of a dig toward great whites for not being there.
Yeah.
So,
like
You
why
win.
why couldn't you? That would be
That's
so amazing.
You
Swim
win.
next to a great white shark,
It is subjective.
but they're also massive. So now.
Usually right. 95% of the time, I'm right?
Oh, and I do have a little fun fact about great white sharks. So their reproduction mode, because sharks have 3 different types of reproduction. One is where they'll have eggs. So that's like the nurse hound. The second one is like live birth. So like a black tip reef shark would have live birth.
Okay, no eggs,
So
like
no eggs, like
a mammal.
yeah, like just pop. I mean, they're not a mammal, but
Yeah.
they're just
Like-
popping out a tiny shark. And then the third one is done in bigger species like the great white because they do both. So they'll have the egg on the inside and then it will hatch on the inside and then they have birth.
That sounds painful.
Probably. Because they are pretty big sharks.
And how many pups do they have?
I don't know about great whites.
So B. We're saying B.
B.
Yeah.
B.
B.
So B
So-
on the fact that you just not managed to swim with them.
Yeah.
And
pretty
they're,
much.
and
Pretty
they're
much.
mainstream. They're over.
They're
Yeah,
mates. Yeah,
yeah,
great whites are mates.
Them.
B for mainstream. That's victim of their own success. Of our success.
And they're also getting smaller because we are killing the biggest ones. So
I'm
poor
just checking
guys.
here.
But that's not their fault.
It is
Oh,
their
2 and
fault.
10
It's our fault.
2 and 10 pups per liter.
2 to 10.
2 to 10, yeah.
Okay.
12 to 22
so many.
months gestation. That is really long.
I'm telling
crazy.
you. So
12 to 22
Yeah.
months.
Yeah, man, it's
we're
weird.
wiping them out so quick that they can't even regenerate the rest of their
22 months.
population.
That's 2 years.
It's a long time.
Yeah. And 12 months. is
So
a
you can
year.
imagine when someone goes and wipes out their whole population, they have a really hard time getting back.
That's cool.
Yeah.
But
So
now
it
we
takes
can
forever.
clone them,
That's
right?
crazy.
Don't make me.
right, go
All right,
next.
so
All right.
Instead of
next
one
one
shark,
is
11 to go.
So tiger sharks are probably one of my favorite sharks, but I also haven't got to swim with one yet. So
let me guess.
no.
Don't guess.
See, I'm trying to look at all the other ones. Think where I'm gonna put them.
No, you should,
Nah.
we should go one by one.
No? Okay.
No, it's okay. You can look at them all. You can see all of them. It's fine.
Tiger sharks I'm gonna put with A because they just have a beautiful pattern. They're just amazing.
Like,
And everybody also thinks that they're super aggressive, but I personally do not think sharks are aggressive unless, like poking the
Yeah.
bear, right? So if you
Really?
don't, yeah,
Antagonized.
but
they are antagonized a lot.
there were incidents where like sharks attacked surfers.
Yeah, well, that's because when you're on a surfboard and the
With
shark
like
is
a
looking up,
seal.
yeah. So it's a bite out of curiosity.
So if I'm swimming, they want to attack me. Not me.
Should
Like,
be fine. But like, so like when like I'm
So I
swimming,
do look like a seal.
So what they teach you when you're diving with sharks is that if one is starting to get a little too close for your comfort, you're supposed to just make yourself look really, really big. So like you always have fins on and you just like stretch out, make yourself look huge.
Yes, that's why divers sometimes do this. when
Yeah,
they're like, "Oh,
yeah.
that's cool."
They would definitely bite me.
Well, you make yourself really big.
No, because I can't make myself really.
You have fins. You'll have like another foot.
Yeah, I have to have really big fins.
Yeah.
Like my size fins.
But the thing that you don't do if you're in the water with a shark is you start swimming away frantically because that makes you look like a prey item.
Yeah.
Because then it kind of like starts the chase.
Like
Right?
a slow prey
Like
item.
some dogs
like
are like that.
a prey item that deserves to die. Because he's slow.
Jesus. Well, also if you're like flapping at the top of the
Why are
water,
you
help,
like this?
help,
Why are
like
you this way? why do you say that shit?
It's ADHD, bro.
he's a man.
So,
So hammerhead, man,
Pretty cool.
they are pretty cool. Also haven't got to swim with one.
Hammerhead reminds me of street sharks.
they're weird though.
There's also another shark that kind of looks like hammerheads, and they're called bonnet heads. That you're gonna look it up. I actually tagged a bonnet head before, which is really cool.
Where does the bonnet head go on the list?
The bonnet
Okay. Yeah, they're like hammerhead
superior.
sharks. They're like hammerhead sharks. They're just cuter.
They are super cute,
They're super cute.
and they're also very sensitive. They cry a lot. No, they're like very sensitive to like heat and stress.
Oh, okay.
They're yes,
They're cute, right?
very cute.
They're not so
yes.
mean.
They're very small.
They're pretty small.
Can I adopt one?
I don't have any for you to adopt,
Can you
unfortunately.
get one for me?
I wish.
Me too.
So-
If I was a shark, I would be a bonnet head.
Hammerheads, I think I'm gonna put in also B.
Do you remember the Street Sharks cartoon?
The what?
I think you're a bit too young to remember that. You remember
Street sharks.
Street sharks?
Street Sharks. yeah.
Cartoons.
They were like
Definitely
these sharks that were like
Yeah,
humanoid,
badass.
and they evolved because of like this lab experiment. They turned out to be superheroes.
I
Everything
probably
in
would
the
have
90s,
loved that.
Every cartoon in the 90s
And
came
now
out of a
apparently
lab
they're-
experiment.
They're working on a live action version of that.
What?
Lely,
Okay, never mind. I don't think
we
I would
lost
like
your
that.
laptop.
That's so cool.
Lely, we lost your laptop.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, there was a hammerhead there. That's why it reminded me.
Hey. Yeah, he looks like he's on
pretty cool.
steroids.
Yeah, they're all that.
All right, so the bull shark.
The bull shark,
Yes.
superior.
So I have this
Why?
friend. So I have this friend
Okay.
who got a tattoo
All right.
of a bull shark
Okay.
because he said he didn't specify bull sharks. He said because sharks to always keep swimming, otherwise they die. Is that true?
No. It is partially true.
Okay.
So if it is a bull shark
Mhm.
that your friend got tattooed,
Mhm.
then that would be a yes because
So it's not a shitty tattoo.
how do I explain this? So some sharks, like the zebra shark, they have these little holes behind their eyes
Mhm.
that are called spiracles. And while they're sitting still on the sea floor, they can bring in water through those spiracles so they're still able to breathe.
Okay.
But then say like our like bull sharks or a great white shark, they don't have those spiracles because they're not ground sharks. So instead they're pelagic sharks. So that means that they have to stay swimming constantly in order to get water through their mouth so
wow,
that they're able to take a
because,
breath.
Yeah.
So-
yeah. Now I can see why you gave
That's
the great white a B.
Yeah.
Lots of
Why is-
misconceptions.
Why is the bull shark an S?
Bull shark is an S because I've worked with them before. So in my studies, I did an internship in college, and I worked alongside some of my professors and some of my colleagues to figure out that Tampa Bay is actually a nursery for some sharks, like bull sharks and also bonnet heads. And I believe that we did have a black tip as well, which is really, really cool. So I did that research and I got to work really closely with them. Like I got to tag them, we measured them. I actually had to get in the water after we had released a whole bunch of sharks to walk this one shark back to life, a bull shark, because when sharks go under stress and because the heat is getting so hot, like they get more stressed easily. So they can't take so much. And to tag them, we have to have them on the boat. We put like a pump in their mouth so that they're able to still get water over their gills and breathe. But then we have to do all of our work very, very quick. So I think they're one of the best just because I've been able to work with them. And I've also seen the different sizes of them. I've seen a full-grown bull shark, and I've also seen the juvenile bull sharks with that still had like their umbilical thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like
so,
this.
yeah, not technically like that. So there's just like this little hole on the juvenile sharks that you can see, which is where their umbilical used to be.
Okay.
So
Cool. All right, next.
How big can a bull shark get? What's the largest bull shark you ever saw?
I have no idea how big it was.
Over 2 meters?
It's definitely over 2 meters. It was
Over
huge.
2.
It was way bigger than this table.
What?
It was massive.
What are you talking?
Doesn't take much.
What?
Doesn't take much to be bigger than this table, right?
I mean, bro.
You're probably bigger than this table.
No,
Are you bigger than this table?
I'm
barely
bigger than this glass.
I'm 6 foot on a good day.
On a good day.
Yeah.
What, when you're wearing stilettos?
Yeah, I'm not that. No, I think
Oh my god.
I think I'm technically 6 foot. I don't know. We'll see.
You're what,
I'm
6'5"?
not sure if I'm 6. No,
You and every man ever.
I'm like 5'11", 6 foot.
Ah.
I don't know. I haven't measured myself in a while.
Let's
I'm not
ground
6'5", 6'5", it's
ourselves.
giant. But, I mean, everyone looks 6'5" to you.
Yeah, but I've seen 6'5" humans.
Let's go.
They're taller than you. Mako shark. This guy.
Oh, the mako. No, this is mako.
Yeah.
This is Mako. This is blue shark.
I'm googling everything.
No.
One of these sharks.
Blue shark.
Yes.
Ah.
Makos are pretty cool because they're super, super fast. So their tail is like very similar to a tuna fish. And the more similar, like the more symmetrical their back fin is, the faster they are.
Oh, cool.
So if they have like a longer top lobe of that fin, then that means it's like a slower moving shark, which is like a nurse shark. Yeah, they're slow movers. So I would say Mako shark probably goes with. Wait, are we only putting 2 in each category? Oh man,
You're gonna give a Mako shark a B?
so
Oh, you
tough.
put an A, no?
Yeah, I'll give him an A.
You
Give
put
him
him
an
an
A.
S as well? Or you're leaving the S? For
I'm
I think
saving the
she's
S. I'm saving the
saving
S. I'm not sure what for yet, but we'll see. This is so hard.
It is, yeah. That's the
wrong
whole
with you?
point of tier lists.
A predator.
Nurse shark.
Nurse
Take
shark.
it in.
Okay. Fun fact: I've had a nurse shark swim between my legs in the Bahamas,
That's cool.
which is really cool. But unfortunately, I'm gonna give them a D because they're not so. They're not like. They're like a very like kind and easygoing shark. Like I want to swim next to something that could kill me potentially.
Right, okay.
You
So
know,
they don't deserve the shark of their nurse.
So
They're
the
just
nurse shark, it's got a no from me, dog. From Mahaley.
So
I mean,
the
I
nurse
love
is-
nurse
No from me,
sharks.
dog.
But
Sorry.
if I had to
This is a D for
swim,
dog.
if I had the opportunity to swim with any shark, nurse shark would be on the bottom of my list.
Literally.
It's because they're very passive and
Yeah.
there's no adrenaline.
Yeah, and they're not so big. They're like they also just they're not They're not so pretty.
Domesticized sharks. Like pet sharks.
Domesticated.
Sorry.
This man.
I love how there was a joke at the very beginning and we just keep like going back.
Hello.
Peak humor.
So, whale shark.
That's mine.
Okay.
He said it, not me.
Well, yeah. Well, that's gonna have to get it out.
Okay. So whale shark, they're filter feeders. So they're also not, I mean, they're massive and they're really, really gorgeous. But
They're not dangerous.
they're not, they're not like, it's definitely not something that someone's going to be like, oh my God, I'm definitely not getting in the water with that. Although there's definitely are people that are that way. I would love to swim with a whale shark. And the people that work alongside me, Pam and Dave, they actually did swim with a whale shark very, very like recently.
Oh, cool.
Just super, super.
Whereabouts? In Malta or not?
Not in Malta. They went on holiday for a few weeks, so during that. But whale sharks, I might have to give a D too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I agree.
Everyone just knows about them too. Like, you know, they're too popular.
Now these are some interesting sharks.
Oh, we're
So-
getting into the interesting ones now.
The goblin shark.
Goblin shark.
Goblin shark.
I should have put the whale at sea.
Oh.
Yeah, the goblin shark just looks really,
damn.
really weird.
You're out of these and
Oh. Nah, it's fine. No, it's fine. Okay.
can we make an E?
No, we're gonna.
So-
It's gonna be perfect. We've got 4 left.
The goblin shark is very strange looking. Also, just I don't really know much
You
about
can't
them.
put them in D if you want,
Yeah.
because one of them has to have 3.
Okay, I'll put him in D.
There's 11.
Don't waste the D. Come on, there's a more D.
No,
shark.
no, that guy's cool.
There's a D.
That guy's cool.
It's double D.
No. But no, so definitely putting that one in D.
Okay,
That's 'cause they're
fine.
ugly.
Not because they're ugly. I mean, they're a little bit. They're a little bit ugly.
Yeah. So then, because then
Low D.
low,
Low D.
like low, like garbage teeth.
Yeah, nurse and whale shark are way above goblin shark for sure. So,
Jesus.
you know, if I studied them more, I might change my mind, but I haven't really
There's
studied.
like one sad goblin shark looking at it. We're like, man, finally we're getting representation we need. And then we're like, fuck,
Mm.
low D. It's,
Shut the fuck up.
With some really long noses, you know, like they're just like it doesn't even look real. It looks like something that's made up.
It
off
doesn't.
something.
It looks like a 3-year-old painted it.
Yeah,
It's
right?
like-
They're like, mommy, look at my sharks. What is that?
That's so nice, honey.
It's exactly what it looks like.
Oh my god. I think Jesus did that to God when he created sharks. So yeah, I've created a goblin shark.
Yeah.
Treasure shark.
What is it? A treasure? Oh, a
Thresher sharks are really cool.
Yeah.
So they have super, super long tails. And sometimes they'll actually use their tails to like whack their predators to like disorient, or their predators, their prey, so that they can disorient them so they can get an easier meal. So they're really cool. I love thresher sharks. But
They're like the alligators of the sea. Like, their tail is a weapon.
Alligators don't use it. Do they use their
Right.
tails?
yeah.
Don't alligators just like grip and roll?
Well, they also do that,
Yes.
but their tails are really, really powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Even like a lot of reptiles will use their tails too. They have these long, massive tails. But
Very cool.
thresher shark, I guess we'll have to go and see because I'm saving the S. I have to save the superior. So
You're gonna
Yeah, but there's
betray.
one more. Oh no, there's a Mahaley.
You're gonna betray us. So
no,
yes, you are.
no, I might.
I'm disappointed.
Yeah, I think I might. I don't know.
Alright, the Greenland shark.
Whew. Greenland shark is cool. They look also very, very weird and very grumpy. But they're like one of the oldest living sharks. Like they can live for an incredible amount of years.
What's like the oldest that's been found?
I have no idea. I don't know all the things about sharks, but are you looking it up? I'm actually excited. They're also an Arctic shark, so I probably
Over
would never see them.
392 years old.
That's crazy.
bro.
They're insane.
Living shark.
Yeah, a
tree.
study found the female Greenland shark to be between 272 and 512 years old. That is crazy.
And
With
they're
most likely
also
age around next to-
they're also what's it called? They're like very they don't get diseases very easily because
Oh.
they're very very old, I guess.
Is it true that there are some cancer research that involves sharks because they don't get cancer?
Sharks can get cancer, but it is not like as frequent as like us. But probably if any shark was not to get cancer, it would be the Greenland shark. Yeah, so pretty cool. So, gosh, we only have 2 sharks
Yes.
left. I don't know where to put
Come
them.
on, you can't give it a C.
Hey, don't influence the vote.
No, it's mathematical. Like it's either an S or a C, and this is a really fucking cool.
Because the
shark.
next one is going to be the...
You.
Greenland shark gets a C. He's out.
Fuck this shit.
What's he doing? Your mic is still heard. You're not going to... He can still hear you.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
What's this one called? The last one?
Wabagang?
Wabagang. Keep forgetting the name.
Wabagong shark.
Wabagong.
You seem stressed over there.
Disappointed. This is
Why?
disappointing.
He's so cool.
You left me down.
Yeah, it's not that deep. It's not that deep.
He
bro.
is cool.
Right now, I'm sure our viewers are seeing what this shark
Imagine not.
looks like.
Wabagong. Yeah, Google it. Cool. So I'm guessing Wabagong has to go S tier.
Yeah, Wabagong is an S.
Yeah,
And-
try justify that.
Okay. So, one, it doesn't even really look like a shark, which is kind of cool because lots of people would. What? It doesn't look like a shark. He's neat
So-
looking. He's cool. He's got a cool pattern. Listen, the tiger's up there because he's got a cool pattern.
So you would be the kind of shark who would let the slow fish live because they're slow.
No.
Like the point is rating sharks.
Yeah, but it's cool. And
So
it's
this
fair.
is a, so you don't like
This
sharks.
is my opinion.
Yeah.
It's
I
fair.
don't like sharks. Now I only have like 2 of them
Because
tatted
the
on.
best shark doesn't look like a shark.
You don't look like a shark.
Of course I'm not. And that's why I'm not an ass shark.
What did you say? It doesn't look like a shark?
Her best shark doesn't look like a shark. So she doesn't like sharks.
Well, it's actually not my
What's
best
inside
shark,
that
but
it's logic.
It's the shark that's inside that counts.
If you can find the shark inside this, it's not even outside.
you actually might not even be able to find that shark because they're really good at camouflage.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's why they have the things that come off of them like that because they're trying to blend in with the corals. It does kind
What's
of look like
their,
corals.
like, what region would you find them?
You'd find. I'm not sure exactly what region, but I do know that they'd be around corals because that's where they hide, or that's where they like camouflage so they can sneak up on prey.
So there's very
But-
few of them.
The cool thing about them, and this is why they're in the S region, because they have this really, really cool egg case. And you should look this one up. So the egg case is like a spiral. So most shark egg cases are going to look like the 2 that are over
Oh,
there.
yeah, that's it.
Tell me that's not one of the coolest
so
things
cool.
you've ever seen. That's an egg,
Oh wow.
right?
Right.
Changes mine.
Their eggs would be an ass, but so they're nicer before they were born.
They're
Once
nicer
they-
before they're born.
Once they're born, everything's downhill.
Look up a
like
baby.
spiral
Look up a
downwards.
baby wabagong shark. See what happens.
Let me see.
He's so cute.
Let's see. Aw. So cool, man. They're
Right?
I would give
See?
those an ass, but that no.
Come on.
Once it grows up, it's like humans. Like once we grow up, we're normal.
Yeah, not cute anymore.
That's why I stay short.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's why.
Checkmate.
Little cutie pie. Aww, little guy. You get like strangers stop and give you like a sweet. Like, oh, here you go.
Look, this is how they talk to me.
All right, so we've got everyone. We've got everyone, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Every shark.
That's awesome.
Nice. That was
That was an adventure.
very unexpected twist in the end.
I think I was gonna put them at the last.
Cliffhanger.
Yeah. He's so like.
And he gave you another space, like,
Well, we had to have another one because we have
the other
11
space is
sharks.
goblin, eh? Like, where would you put the goblin shark? Would you put the Greenland shark in this? No, I don't think you would. In D? Sorry.
No, the greener shark should have been an S, and
In your
Wobbegong
opinion.
should have not made the list, but
How dare you?
It actually wasn't going to make the list. But we wanted
actually you
What?
No, I made an executive decision to get it in and have an 11 because we were going to have 10.
true, because she mentioned it, and yeah, you see, like
they're
I wanted to respect, I
rule.
guess, be nice.
NGOs do have pushing power, so they can influence decisions.
Talking about NGOs,
My God. I think this is a perfect spot, and I'll go back to Shark Lab. So maybe just give it a little bit of a, what's it called? A shameless plug.
A what?
It's just a shameless plug, like plug in Shark Labs. Talk about kind of quick like website. This is where you need to go. This is what you need to develop.
Okay.
Let's promote it.
So
Just promote it a bit,
Shark Lab Malta is well, obviously what's it called? Let me
Oh, nice. That was so unexpected. I love that. That's so good.
She blamed.
I was like, oh shit. Oh my god. No, but okay, so Shark Lab
We
Malta.
did put Herbert on the spot here. Like,
I did tell you she's
So-
going to do this.
He did say that.
Yeah.
This is also why I'm here. So
But it's okay. It's normal. Listen, it happened.
Yeah.
How many times did we film the intro of the episode the very first time? I used to like start and then just go, fuck it, go again. Like 5-6 times.
and you clapped, so.
I haven't clapped once this episode, man. That's crazy.
he beats you to it every time.
he's the opposite.
I'm so disappointed. I've clapped every single episode so far. With this episode,
executive decision. I'm 6'5". I'm 350.
Oh man, Frodo's on a roll, huh?
Oh Jesus.
All right.
Okay. Jeez. You did it.
Hey.
Bros. Hey, let's
Alright.
fist through this. Hey.
Jesus Christ.
All right.
That felt horrible.
So,
Shark Lab Malta, we have like a whole bunch of different social media accounts. So we're on Instagram, we're on TikTok, we're on Facebook, LinkedIn. We have our own website, which is sharklabmalta.org. And you can go on there and read about all the stuff that we do. We have exhibits kind of like anywhere people will ask us to. We go to conferences and try to get our name out. We have, and one of our interns is wanting to do like a, what's it called? Like a film about us just to get it out to people so that people can know like the stuff that we do, what we're about. And, well, another thing that we do that a lot of people find interesting and that they can actually come join is we do beach cleanups. So we'll host a beach cleanup every now and then. So anyone that wants to get involved, they can come. And we pick a beach and we go clean up all the nasty trash and pollution and litter that's all in it. And then we also look for egg cases because often egg cases like those ones or skate egg cases, they'll wash up on the beach. So then we find them. And if they have something in them, we take them back to our lab so that they can incubate. So
Cool.
We do a lot of cool stuff. And
How can people know when these beach cleanups are happening?
so we have, well, they can look at our social media accounts. So probably Instagram. I think Instagram is probably our most like active
Yeah.
account that we have. And that stuff we'll post on like what we're going to do, when we're going to do it, if you need to bring something, different stuff like that.
Cool.
And then the shark releases are another cool thing that everybody always wants to be at.
Yeah.
So, because duh, we're releasing sharks, we're releasing baby
We should go to
sharks.
one of those.
Yeah.
It's really, really cool.
She's not my
Lady will have to film one of those.
And
For sure.
when we're going to release sharks, like all of us will go down. And the last time that we did it, everyone cried, and you could see everyone's shoulders just like bouncing up and down in the water, just like because it was such an experience.
It's an end of a big journey, I guess, to like get into the water and all that. Right?
It's not a huge journey. It's just like it's just very
Emotional.
It is very emotional.
Is that a word? It is a word.
Maybe.
Relevant word? It's cathartic.
Maybe.
Something
We'll see.
Really heavy, gradual
It-
emotions.
It's just very emotional.
We're emotion.
It's very emotional.
Let's stick to English.
Quick, so just website again and,
So
stuff they can do on the website.
sharklabmalta.org, and they can donate, they can buy a t-shirt, you can adopt a shark,
You can
name your shark if you want.
And then you get to release the shark.
You do not get to release the shark, we get to release
Yes,
the
that
shark.
can be there when it's released.
We're workshopping that because the last time we tried to do that, over 500 people wanted to be there in the water. That's quite a lot of people. And
That's a good.
yeah, no,
that's a good
it's
interest,
great. But when we have these little sharks that are, being released into the water, and they're like, "Oh my God, what are you doing? Where am I at?"
Yeah.
We don't want to stress them out. And if
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
500 people sitting in the water, stuff could go wrong.
Yeah.
So we try to not make so many people go and let so many people know about it, just because we don't want anything bad to happen with the release.
Just riskier.
Yeah, and the whole point of it is to save the sharks. We're
Yeah.
doing it for the sharks, not for publicity, not for anything else. It's literally just for the sharks. It's all in their best interest. So
Live stream.
Yeah, nice.
we could live stream it. That would be cool.
I think you should.
That would actually be really neat.
Awesome. I think
I might have to do that actually.
What, live stream? Yeah,
That would be really
go
cool.
for it. I think it's good, like on like an Instagram live or something like that. And then you can do like reels out of it.
Yeah, we just have to
Maybe we
put
could
something
help.
around my phone.
Yeah, maybe we can help.
Right,
We'll
Lenny?
bring our stuff.
Maybe we could help.
Maybe.
Merber.
Maybe.
Perhaps.
That would be cool.
Perchance.
Perchance.
I think this is a perfect spot to kind of just wind down. Mahaley, thank you for coming. Thank you for having to
Put up with me.
put up with us.
Yeah, it was a
Well,
lot.
like you see, like, we're both
I just took the head, bro. It's okay.
Yes.
We're here for you.
Thanks for having to put up with this guy.
You're welcome.
What an idiot.
And this 6'5" guy over here. Get a load of him.
Us tall people know what we're talking about. That's crazy. But listen, thank you for coming. Thanks for explaining all the stuff to us. Thanks for bringing this really cool stuff that we had to kind of go through. It's really, it was really like interesting to just me looking at these teeth is just mesmerizing.
Thanks for giving me the opportunity.
It's awesome. As soon as I think Lily mentioned Mahaley, right?
What?
You were as soon as Lily mentioned, we were like, we'll have to have her on the show.
Sharks, yes.
Awesome. I think you were like quite a unique guest compared to what we usually have, because we usually have like entrepreneurs and stuff. So it's really cool to have this, unique thing that you do.
Yeah, hopefully,
That's good.
hopefully a lot of people will think it's really cool.
And like it's so fascinating that you're from Florida, right?
Yes.
So like it's not like a boring state. These things.
Yeah.
And you and your journey brought you here to Malta. So that's
It's
very
pretty
fascinating.
Yeah, and I've never heard about Malta until I was like, oh, I'm going to move there, I guess.
Yeah, we're almost extinct.
Yeah. Apparently.
We're not really helping ourselves either. We ingest a large amount of pastizzi.
We're the fish sharks don't even want to eat.
Ooh.
We're the toasters.
That's pretty
of
bad.
In fact, Malta looks like a fish a shark took a bite off and left it there.
We're the toasters of Europe.
Euro toasters.
Oh my
All
god.
right, thank you very much. I think we can just wrap up here and then we'll just wind the volume down.